Okay, for number 4, there's, I'll write the function down for you, f of x. That's equal y. Y is a function of x. And what's that function going to be? X e to the minus 7 x squared. I need to write down this first derivative. That's f prime or y prime. That's going to be the product rule. Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to say e to the minus 7x squared. And then, again, I got to be careful. It's going to be plus x times e to the minus 7x squared. I got to do the insides. That's minus 14x. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. And that's going to be, I'm going to factor out, let's see, I'm going to factor out e to the minus 7x squared. And then what do you get? You get 1 minus 14x squared. All right? So, I'll get the second derivative in a moment, but the point is that I'm going to analyze this, and it's a first derivative, put down f prime. And what does it take on a 0? Well, it's pretty simple to do because it's only when this factor takes on a 0. The other guy's never going to be 0. So you really got x squared, x squared would be equal to 1/14. And what's that going to be? X would equal plus or minus 1 over the root of 14, all right? I'm going to identify that point right now, and that's going to be right here. All right, I'm going to put this down as 1 over root 14, and I'm going to write f of 1 over root 14. I'm going to identify this point over here as being minus 1 over root 14, f of minus 1 over root 14. Right, relatively simple. Right, so that's done. And let's go to the next thing up, which is the second derivative. Let me start to erase things down. And let's put the second derivative down. So that's going to be f double prime. I'm going to say e to the minus 7x squared times minus 28x. And then plus, let's see, 1 minus 14x. Whoops, made a mistake there. 1 minus 14x squared times the derivative of e to the minus 7x, which is going to be e to the minus 7x squared times minus 14. Kind of nasty, but I gotta deal with this now. So I'm going to factor out e to the minus 7x squared, and I'm going to factor out a minus 14x. What are you left off with? Let's take a look. On the first term, you're going to be left with a 2. On the second term, you're going to be left with 1 minus 14x squared, and that's about it. I'm going to clean up a little bit more. So minus 14x e to the minus 7x squared, and then you're going to get 3 minus 14x squared. Well, I got a couple of things to deal with over here, and this is the second derivative. I got basically 3 points to look at, and one of the points where it takes on a 0 is right here. And looking at it, I'm looking at it looks like a point of inflection. What's point of inflection going to be? 0, comma 0. That's easy to write down. There's going to be 2 more. I'm looking at this, and this would be where x squared is equal to 3/14, or x equals plus or minus the root of 3/14. All right? And where would that be? Again, I'm kind of ballparking it. And I'm going to say over here somewhere. Put that down for you. That's one point. And the other point, good level of symmetry over here. Another point over here. This is a point of inflection. This is also a point of inflection. What's that going to be? Minus the root of 3/14. F of minus the root of 3/14. Kind of nasty looking. Let's take a look at the key. And when I do that, we're trying to encourage you to look at the key as well. The function's written down for you right over here. I want to see if I wrote the first derivative down correctly. Always, did I do that right? Well, I'm seeing that right over here. Did I get the second derivative? It's right over here. Minus 14x. Yep. And let me just say local maximum occurs at this place over here. I should write that down, by the way, but I think it's obvious looking at this is a local max. It's also global, by the way. All right, I got that written down. Let me see. This is local, min. It's also global. All right, let's take a look at that. Is that written down? Yep. Point of inflection, 0, right over here. I got that. And at plus or minus, this is where x equals plus or minus the root of 3/14. Things are looking good. Thank you.